No other way to start the trip than to start the trip, I suppose. It's your boy, Thy Mule. 1 week long solo canoe trip to the Boundary Waters. We've got 1,000 miles to drive. I'm excited. Close to halfway. 400 miles to go.
Head south toward Meadowview Drive.
No. Oh, I will tell you, driving 1,000 miles by yourself without stopping in one day is very tiring. Oh wow, look. A derailment. Never seen one with my own eyes before, but that is a grainer on its side. Trip has begun. Let's go. The trip has officially begun. Out here on Vermilion Lake. Got 3 or 4K to paddle today till we get to our campsite for the night. Again, a nice head start on the trip. Some open water paddling coming up here, so I'm gonna throw on my kayak paddle and try and get this crossing done before the wind picks up anymore, so hang tight. This will be good for these big open water crossings, the male end into the female end. He, she's, thems. I guess it's a non-binary paddle. Starting off the trip with a headwind. So my forearms are burning. Oh yeah. The forecast was wrong. I'm paddling due north. The forecast said the wind was going to be blowing from due south, which would have been ideal, starting with a tailwind. Extra sloppy. We'll get there. Whew. Wish I would have got more sleep last night, but I guess it paid off because I gained a half day out here. Definitely beautiful up here. I think it is peak foliage because there's a plethora, cornucopias of colors everywhere, but a lot of the leaves have fallen. I'm gonna burn off some of this man meat if I haven't already. Man witch Kevin. Okay. Really make a man out of you. Will also make you thirsty. But look around. I got this whole place to myself. This cast is in honor of Lost Lakes. Alright, let's troll. John Lost Lakes this. Solid. And troll. I might have a fish here. I was sitting here checking my map and my drag went off. My drag's going off. Oh! Oh! Is he there? I had a fish on. Oh, I don't want to lose my glasses. I'm sitting there checking my maps and my drag started going, and right when I went to set it, okay, well, that counts as action. Lost Lakes. It's so satisfying. And Xander Budnick. I like you guys. Lost Lakes. Lost Lakes. We found it. I think it's right here. Of course, as soon as I get to camp, the wind dies down, so nice northeast wind. That's directly north. East. We came from there. This campsite's pretty nice. I don't think all of the designated campsites have picnic tables, but this one does. Nice exposed. I call it Canadian shield, but I guess we'll call it American shield because we're still on American soil, but nice big rock, rocky point. Can't really beat that view. Sun will be rising there tomorrow. Dryer sheets. I don't know how that got here, but not for me, but I'll be taking it out. All boundary waters. Campsites have fire grates. This one has a fire ring too. Looks like the tent site's probably back up there. Go explore that in a second, but this is home for the evening, so definitely gonna get a fire going in here. Probably cook on the Jet Boy on the picnic table. Yeah, this nice plateau perch. Whew, I'm a little spent. 10 hours of driving yesterday, including a 3-hour stop in Chicago. Didn't get to bed till 2:30 in the morning in my truck. Woke up at 9, drove 3 hours. I took my time. Outfitted the canoe, drove another hour. So in total today, I probably paddled 8-9K, which isn't a ton. But for a guy on no sleep and into a headwind, I don't see an obvious tent site. There's some paths going in directions. There's a toilet somewhere. This is a tent site for sure, but it's kind of sloped weird and you got these roots in here. So maybe I'll set up probably like right here. Wake up to that nice view. I don't see a latrine anywhere. This comes all the way back. Ooh, this is a really nice tent site. We might be setting up here. This comes all the way back down to this other point back here. I'm gonna explore for a minute. There's supposed to be a latrine at every campsite, and I would just like to locate it so I know where it is. Oh, here it is, because I do have to duty my diaper. Pleasant. Yeah, this campsite's super nice. It's all shield rock though, so staking out my tent's gonna be a challenge. I'm gonna need some rocks. I swear, on all the canoe trips I've been on, and yes, it has been a while, but one of the best parts of the day is putting on your dry footwear. And I can't recommend taking care of your feet enough out here. Part of that is clean socks and dry socks as much as you can. All right, well, tent is set up, and I'm not gonna bother putting on my rainfly or vestibule. There are some nice trees up here for a ridge line if I wanted to set up the tarp, but I have weather access due to my SATCOM device. Again, another Lost Lakes shout out, the Zoleo. Super intuitive app, is super easy to use. I do have limited cell service here, but I just tested it out. Two-way messaging works perfectly. I haven't tested the SOS button, but it works. For the price point and the peace of mind, I definitely wanted something out here. I do have limited service on this lake, and I probably will tomorrow, but I know during the heart of my trip I will not at all. And even just to be able to say a good morning and good night, you got the check-in button, which just sends a hi, I'm okay, here's my location. You can send two-way text messages through the app up to 1,000 characters, I think, or 950, a long enough message. It also shows the weather forecast. Having the wind is super helpful as well, knowing I'm going to be paddling. Obviously, I need to know which way the wind's coming from. I could very easily get windbound or put myself in a stupid situation. To that end, I'm not gonna set up a fly tonight. Come take a walk with me. Let's check out our MTV cribs, BWC cribs. If there's any sites nicer than this on the trip, I will be a very happy camper. Pun intended. So we're set up back here. A nice Goldilocks trail. And I've got view of the water from that side of the point and behind me. For my roll in there, that unrolls my sleeping pad, my bag, everything's in there, and will be nice and nestled. If I need to take a dumpy, which I will. Do you want to see me take a dumpy? Like the far angle? Dumpies are that way. Fishing is all around. It's like an old bear barrel rope. Yeah, gotta be. So I don't have a dry bag full of food, I have a barrel. And I don't think I'm gonna be able to hang it. I don't even see any limbs around here that would probably support the weight. So I'm going to be leaving it right at the water's edge. If something gets into it, so be it. I mean, they're bear resistant, they're not bear proof. There's videos on YouTube of bears climbing 15 feet into the air and playing on ropes, like a piñata bag of food. I mean, it's, if they're gonna try and get in your food, they're gonna try and get in your food. I'm gonna cook dinner. I'm gonna set up the jet boil, make some beef stew, and just have a nice early hearty dinner. Ah, fire! I have created fire! Fire! I'm Tom Hanks. Get it? Beef stew deluxe. People can hate, but I love this stuff. It's delicious. Let's crank that up a little bit. Ooh. Nice and neat. It's not just eating stuff, it's camping stuff too, so it all fits nice in there, organized, fits in the barrel organized, and we're good to go. Oh, I love Gardettos. The good stuff. Oh, that's a lot, but oh well. My first night, my first dinner. Out here alone, solo. It's kind of daunting. It's a 5-day trip that I planned. This trip I planned has a couple of the longest portages in the entire Boundary Waters area. Or as my friend Ryan, the outfitter, called them dandies. They're gonna be dandies. So there's that. So tomorrow we're gonna head northeast into Trout Lake and then paddle upstream on Pine Creek and camp on Chad Lake. Day 4, I planned a rest day where I'm just gonna camp at the same site. I'm not gonna move, wake up a little late, make a nice breakfast, fish, relax all day. just hang out, fish, paddle around, explore. I did that by design. The water levels have been extremely low all year. The headwaters of the Little Indian Sioux are essentially a big marsh that just winds through, completely owned and operated by the beavers, lots of dams and blowdowns. So my plan was to take the Little Indian Sioux and then portage into Little Trout Lake, camp on Little Trout, come back down Trout into Vermilion, you know, like redo my day one on my last day. But after talking with Ryan today, knowing that the Little Indian Sioux might be inconquerable this time of year, my secondary plan, always have a backup plan, was to instead of doing a loop, just go in and then come back out the same way that I went in. So I'm talking too much. Look at the view while eating beef stew. I didn't plan that, it just happened. But look at this view. So pretend you're me. But that's the view. It's my view. One of my personal favorite tricks of the trade of being out in the bush is the little pick-me-ups, and Crystal Light is definitely one of them. I drink gallons of water a day personally. I just love water, but Okie Afterbirth, if you know what I'm talking about. I really like you. It's a good start. Perfect little kindling, so I've got enough for a decent fire. Also found some nice dry birch bark on the ground, so I didn't have to strip it off the tree. I'm gonna put that in my Wanigan, so this is the best natural fire starter you will come across out here. Just don't destroy the tree. Take, you know, a few inches worth and that's it, or if you find it on the ground. So I'm gonna keep it going until I fall asleep. Got enough wood to have a nice burn for another hour or two, but I'm turning in early tonight, so I'm gonna take a few casts. I don't feel like putting the canoe in and paddling around, although naturally it's glass out there now.
I'm taking a dump. Why don't you mind your business? Mind your business, I'm taking a dump.
The past 2 days were fueled by adrenaline, excitement, and Red Bull. Coffee, caffeine. So now that I am just relaxing, all the work is done for the day. It's very nice. Quiet out here, peaceful. I just don't want to go lay down until the last possible second, so can get as much sleep as possible. Gonna get an early start tomorrow. I'm gonna enjoy the fire for about 10-15 more minutes. Sun's already setting. I'm beat. I'm just gonna go try and crash. Bedtime for me. Bukkake. See you all in the morning.
Good morning. I turned in before 8. It's now about 7:15. So I've been in here for a long time. There was a period of time between like 3 and 4 in the morning where I was kind of wide awake, but got long time sleeps. I could stay here longer and dilly-dally till doozy, but I have a couple of long portages today. And I want to make these big open lake crossings, the two biggest of the trip. Well, besides the way back, I suppose, but I'd like to make those this morning before the wind picks up, hopefully. So we're going to get up and, all right. At least I can tell nothing tried to mess with my food or cash, so that's always good. We're going to make some coffee and get breakfast going so we can get on the water while it still looks like this, because we have to cross the lake. No point to screw around. I'd rather get into camp early than get into camp late. Slept okay. My thermarest, had it for 4 years now. Now it has a hole in it when I'm going on my most ambitious and longest trip yet with it. I woke up a couple times and it was completely deflated. And I don't think my patch kit's gonna do much good considering the leak is in the valve stem. So it's basically screwed. I think I'm gonna buy a sleeping pad because something made of foam might take up more room in the roll, but it can't deflate on you. So it's what you call cowboy coffee. The nectar, delicious. I make this at home all the time. These little nipple bottles are great. Get the flock out of here. And my least favorite part of the day, putting back on wet socks and boots. If you want to be the guy that brings 11 pairs of socks to have dry socks every day, that's fine by me, but keep in mind you're also going to have to be carrying around 10 pairs of wet socks, because unless you have a roaring fire for hours, it's not going to dry out all the way. But wool socks insulate your feet. They don't suck out the heat like cotton, so gee, they're pretty dry because I had that fire last night. Just a little moist on the tips. Wet wading hiking boots, so they dry quick. But, whew. From the time I crawled out of my tuckus to ready to go, about an hour, including breakfast and coffee and all that. The Pelly case full of electronic gear, batteries, SD cards. Got my wallet and keys in there. Chargers. Charging up the phone. Everything's packed up. I always make a sweep of the entire campsite, far and wide. Make sure no gear's left behind, no trash is left behind. Make sure the fire, especially if you have a fire, make sure it's completely out. Literally almost an hour on the nose, and we're breaking camp. I'm honestly shocked things moved that quickly. Let's roll. Lost Lakes. I love that. There's somebody up there with a quad or something. Wonder if they're offering tow packages across the Portage. So I'm at Trout Lake Portage. It is the entrance to the Boundary Waters. There's a guy here with a quad. He just took a boat across. He's got a quad with a trailer on it, and there's another boat waiting to go into Trout Lake. I jokingly asked him how much he charged. I figured he was part of an outfitter, but he said 20 bucks one way. So do I save my energy and save some time, get to camp a little quicker tonight? I have cash on me, and I'm glad I brought it. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm torn. Part of me wants to, because why not? But the energy, I think, is worth the squeeze. Here's this puppy. Hi, puppy. Yeah, I guess, you know what, in the spirit of doing something different, I have plenty of long portages on this trip. I'm gonna
pay the 20 bucks and just get a shuttle over. I'll have plenty of walking to do. This will save me. Hi, puppy. Hi, what's your name? Are you a good boy? Hi. Hi. You smell my puppies? Hi. What's your name? Hi. Hi. Good boy. Oh, you're a good boy. Hi. Is that your dad on the quad? Is that your dad? Oh, you're a good boy. You're a happy boy. Oh, yeah, here. Oh, hi. Oh, go get it. Go get it. The puppy's name is Thor. Well, we'll see how long this takes to get to the other side, and then multiply that by 6,000, and that's how long it would have taken me to walk, so this is fun. Did not expect this at all. Did not expect this at all. This is very bumpy. Trout Lake. Ryan at Cliff Wold's Outfitters and Lonnie, the owner of the Trout Lake Portage, some of the nicest people I've ever met. Talked to both of them for like an hour a piece, I swear, and wealth of knowledge and information. Really, really nice people. So, well, here we are on Trout Lake. I have a couple hour paddle up the lake to Pine Creek, and then we'll have our first portage of the trip. So I'm gonna use the restroom real quick and then we'll go. I just did my own dirty work. Oh yeah. I'm gonna have to do my dirty work. And as I say that, an old juice box. When we see garbage other people leave behind, you pack it out. When you bring in your own garbage, you pack it out. Don't be the guy that left this behind. So I don't know if you could see these very well, but right now we're here and we're going up here. So flip the maps. Shout out to Google for topographical. Let's get on the road. I mean, on the water. Put it right on my day pack, throw it over the thwart so I can view it and reference. And according to the map, we're heading that way. So let's go. Lost Lakes. Do some fishing, enjoy the scenery, take my time. You know what, let's go fish right now. It's nice too, as I'm fishing, the wind is actually taking me the direction I need to go. Very, very slowly, but nevertheless, the direction that I need to go. Lost Lakes. A noose is like a local freight train with the same schedule every day. I already have to poop again, and it's not even 11 a.m. yet, so hopefully that means problems solved. On that note though, I did bring some sleep aid and some stool softener, so we'll see how that plays out. But I'm about to go to shore and Steely Dan. I'm gonna do some dirty work on land. I wish that I could dirty work offshore. Beef stew followed by corned beef hash and cowboy coffee, and I'm full steam ahoy to shore because my anus hole, aka boot hole, butthole, my booty feels like it's making the shape of David Duchovny. Mulder, I think, or Scully. Which one is he, Mulder or Scully? My anus is making a David Duchovny grimace right now, and with every paddle stroke it becomes more and more Duchovny. Nice place to Duchovny and drink some water. So I'm trying to find a Duchovny hole. Probably right up in there looks nice. Let me just get there. But yeah, look at this foliage. Okay, I gotta do Shavni. Whew. I have to do Shavni so bad, but it's also one of those urinations that, you know, once you urinate, it's gonna force out a Dushavni, so. Ooh, right behind this rock, perfect. Stand by for Dushavni deployment. All right, that's much more sustainable. And to be clear, I wasn't making fun of David Dushavni or calling him ugly or anything. I'm just saying it felt like his face when he does his like X-Files. There's an alien over there. I'm Dushavni. That is what it felt like, so shout out to Dushavni. All right, enough Dushavniing around. I got ground to cover. This spot shall forever be known henceforth as Dushavni Point in Dushavni Bay, Trout Lake, Minnesota. Ah, Dushavni! All right, let's paddle our ass off. Lake is absolutely massive. Thank you to the gods, Mother Nature, for blessing me with this tailwind right now. It just kind of hit me. I really can't believe that after all these years of longing and wanting to be back on canoe trips, that I planned it, drove 1,000 miles, and I'm already on day 2 of the trip. It's kind of a sad reality of life that time flies. You gotta do things when you're young. I'll be 32 next month, and I'm sure when I'm 77, there'll be things I wish I did. So it's what I said to myself. I'm just gonna do it all now, and whatever I regret, but I'm here, I'm doing it. Life is short. I think I got a fish on. Oh, I might have lost him. Oh, I had a fish on. 100% had a fish on and I lost him. Oh man, that's a bummer. Oh man, that's sick to my stomach. Because I'm a fisherman first. Damn. Lost Lakes. This lake is just massive. It's about 11:30. Been on the water quite a while, actually, 3 solid hours. A couple hundred yards from the mouth of Pine Creek, which I will be going up. I don't expect much current, especially considering the water is low. Will be somewhat of a crapshoot. Looks like about maybe 2 miles of paddling. It meanders quite a bit, but as the crow flies, about 2 kilometers. Then we've got a long portage into Chad Lake. So 2 portages today. Once we're to Chad, it's maybe a 2-kilometer paddle to our campsite. And it's supposed to be a very nice campsite. And also, like I've been told and read, the fishing's pretty good there, so. Yeah, fish on. First fish of the trip. I was trolling Lost Lakes. I got a fish on. No way. I just lost one before. Yep, I got something. Looks like a little smallmouth. No way. First fish of the trip. Amazing. Yeah, it's a little smallie. Come here. Little smallmouth. First fish of the trip. Okay, I don't even... You're welcome. What?
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks. I called her just to check in because I have service. Every time I talk to her on the phone, I catch fish when I'm fishing. It's like an unwritten rule. His name's going to be Jessica, because it's a girl, I decided, but in honor of my lovely fiance. On the rocket, Chad, Uncle Canada, that's for you. Jessica, first fish of the trip. Don't care that it's small. I came all the way up to Minnesota for a canoe fishing trip, and I caught a fish. So, all right, let's get her back in the water. Goodbye, my friend. Thank you. Woo! Lost Lakes. I swear I love that woman more than pretty much everything. She's my best friend. God, I miss her. Big fire pit up there. I don't think that's a BWCA campsite though. I guess technically that'd be an illegal campsite, even though I don't, you know what I mean? But because there's no, I don't have it marked on my map, and I know I would have. All right, here's the mouth. Right there, just beyond that sandbar. I couldn't find it because from here, that sandbar just comes right out and you can't see it flow in, but when you look above the trees up over here and see the clearing, you can see it opens up back there. Yeah, we're bottomed out, boys. Look at the color difference. It's quite amazing. Okay, we're floating out. All right, well, the trail's here. It's pretty obvious. Just because it's the first one of the trip and I want to get some gear across, then change out my memory card, I'm going to take the barrel and pack and pelly case first. All right, first portage of the trip. Canoe's secure, not going anywhere. And let's hit it. Grouse. That's good eating. Should I harvest it? No, I'm gonna let him live. This is super cool. All right, well, halfway done with the first portage. Just checking the Zoleo. I have it on my hip. It's connected. Let's check the weather real quick just for fun. Yeah, so we're connected. All right, this portage isn't terrible. The next one is long, but let's hope it's in this same condition. Can always take breaks. Can't believe I'm out here doing this, especially solo. Yeah, these paddles aren't tied in as well as they could be, but oh well. So we just came from here. This is the end of the portage. Paddled all the way up here, took a Dushavani over here, and now we're right about there. So we gotta meander through all this, and then that really long portage is right here. I'm gonna flip my map now. So a better look, we just did this portage. We gotta paddle all this, and then do this portage. And that is 1,400 meters. It's almost a mile long. All that I can tell you is that I don't care if this upcoming portage is the nicest trail mankind has ever seen. 1,400 meters. He's gonna suck big time. It's about 1 o'clock. It's not easy. Wild to be out here. Definitely rewarding in its own way, but I can go anywhere, except this portage is gonna suck, but I'm doing it anyway. I'm doing it anyway. Wait, oh, what the hell was that? That's a rock. A lot of paint on it too. I'm not the first person to hit that rock. All right, this is what I was worried about. I'm still in the main channel. Hang on, let me take this off of here. I'm still in the main channel, but this dried up. It's a big mud flat, and it's muskeg, which is mud, and I can't push off of it because it's deeper than my paddle goes. If I just continue to push down, my paddle will sink in. So I don't know if I can continue to get through, because that's coming in right there. So I think that's this little nook right where my finger is. I think that's this flowing in right here. So I should get up around this bend, and then the portage should be right up by the rock outcroppings, which are right there. But I don't know if I can push through here. I definitely can't get out. Mud flats for mud flaps. Mud flaps. Mud flaps. Okay. Just a slog, and there's more up ahead. I don't know if I can get through here. I might have to turn around. It's just mud flat after mud flat. I'm slogging. And those are the hardest strokes I've taken all trip. This river in particular is like the Playboy Mansion for beavers. This is really hard. I actually am having fun. When I get home and I'm pooping on my own toilet, posting on Instagram and looking at these clips and remembering all that, I'll be like, hey, you did that. Come on, mud flats. I'm just having some bad luck right now. I'm stuck on a rock, and they should call this Blackwater Creek. It's like a rock outcropping. Should be more specific. Into these mud flats. Luckily the portage should be right there, but you can't see underwater. Man, this is, can I get out here? Let me see if I can. I'm not gonna get out here. It's just too risky with the mud. Hang on. $1,400 yards, just under a mile. I'm just gonna get it going. I don't know how much of this I'm gonna try and film, take breaks and whatever, but I just want to get across. So, and it looks nice and steep too, up over this height of land. I'm going up a height of land that looks like this. Whew. Wish me luck. And when you do shots like that, you have to come back for the camera. That's why I haven't done many like that, but I want to. I don't know how you do it, Xander and John, Lost Lakes, but I'm doing it too. This is nice and steep. For all intensive purposes, this is a mile, meaning a mile with this load, then a mile back, then a mile with load number 2. Holy crap. Shout out to whoever maintains these trails. I owe you a Hershey Sundae pie. Just for reference, one more time, I'm walking a mile with this load, and then walking a mile back, and then walking a mile again the same way I'm going now with my dry bag and the canoe. And then I'm gonna do it again in 2 days. No, you're not hardcore, no, you're not hardcore, unless you live hardcore, unless you live hardcore. But the legend of the Chad Lake Portage is way hardcore. All right, good sign is I know from my extensive studies of the map that this beaver pond means I'm close. Oh, thank God. Yeah, I see the mouth of the lake right there. That's why they call it a moose knuckle. This does look like the perfect place for them to come too. We're gonna munch some Austins and a Slim Jim and then just go slog through this. That was fun. Camp there tonight. Spend all day tomorrow fishing. Just relax, enjoy the day. Saturday we'll come back through here. Get back to Trout Lake. Probably just camp on Trout Lake. All right, well, 2/3 of the way.
I did that! Yeah! I'm a beast! Ah!
Okay, I made it across that portage. I'm in the boat, everything's loaded, and I just sprained my ankle really bad. Like scale of 1 to 10, like a 7. As I was stepping in the boat, I almost flipped the boat. So we're gonna get to the campsite and then take off my boot and assess. This just might be a real world Zoleo test. I'm not joking right now. My ankle hurts so bad that I'm literally sick to my stomach. I know it's gonna swell. I know it's gonna swell up. I know it's gonna be worse tomorrow than it is right now, especially once I get to camp here and relax for a bit. I really don't know what to do. I can tell my ankle's already swelling. I'm honestly close to pressing the SOS button. And I don't know what that entails or how much money it costs. All right, well, made it to camp. There's no way I'm gonna be able to get out of here with that ankle. It's already swollen. Even if I rest for a day, there's no way I'm gonna be able to do that portage. There's no way. I don't think I have any choice. I don't think I have any choice. SOS. I don't like this, but we'll see what happens. I'll keep you updated. Well, I'm responding with an agent. I don't think I can do that portage. I can paddle for sure if I only had to paddle and then make it to that landing. I don't know, this is horrifying. I'm glad I got the SATCOM, that's for sure. Shout out to Zoleo. This is absolutely horrifying. Luckily it's not life or death right now, but this is fucked up. This is messed up. I don't know how they would even get in here. I don't think I can get out. I don't think I can get out. I mean, it's already, look at that. All right, so this is actively an SOS situation. I hit the SOS on my Zoleo. I called my fiance because luckily I have service up here. My ankle is swelling. It's not the worst of all time, but there's definitely no way I'm going to be portaging out of here, especially with 2 loads. This is horrible. It's not life or death, but I can't, under my own power, walk out of here. There's no way. According to the contact, shout out to Zoleo for being responsive. I guess this would be a good Zoleo testimonial too. They contacted the local resource, whatever that means, and then they just said now that there's a ranger checking my area. I don't have clarification on what that means. I don't think there's anyone else on this lake. There was no indication of anybody else on Pine Creek, because that's the only way in here. I don't know. This is horrible. That's why I got a SATCOM, I guess. Buy a SATCOM. I'm sitting here on a rock at, what time is it? It's 4:30 on a Thursday, and I'm supposed to be here for 5 days. It's day 2, and this is what we're dealing with. Buy a SATCOM. I'm gonna go actually put my foot up, because that might help. All right, let's go see what they say. Stupid. Glad that I bought the SATCOM. But now what am I just supposed to never do this again because I have a bad foot? Other people are out there now. It's 5 o'clock on a Thursday and they're putting themselves at risk or whatever. I did everything right. I did everything right. All day yesterday, I did all the right stuff. I did everything right. I did everything right. I did everything right. Yesterday, everything went smooth as silk. Woke up this morning, same thing, smooth as silk. Interesting, fun day. Get to the end of that portage, I rolled my ankle. And then I'm going to load the boat, and I roll it even worse. And luckily, I got lucky because it was at the end of that last little Fantasia portage, the Beaver Dam Express. If it would have happened in the middle, I didn't, what, medical attention and stuff, I don't know. Because, say hi to the camera.
Hi, camera. Why is it so stupid?
I don't know, I'm gonna hang on, let me turn this off. I got lucky that it happened at the end of that. Well, no, the first roll was on the portage. I'm lucky that it wasn't worse there. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I can't. I just have a chill up my spine. I don't know. I don't like this at all. I just talked to the dispatcher. St. Louis County. I guess there's she's. Can you hear that in the background? That can't be them already. No f***ing way. No way. I hear a float plane. That's a float plane. Yeah, that's a float plane. That's got to be them. No way. Yeah, they're coming into land. Jesus Christ. They sent a float plane. Yeah, they see me. He dipped his wings. That means they see me. Hang on. They sent in a float plane. They literally sent a float plane. Literally sent a float plane. This is the most ridiculous day of my entire almost 32 years. I'm absolutely in shock. They sent a float plane. Ridiculous. I'm getting rescued by a float plane right now, and that's about the greatest thing that can happen to me. This is only going to make the video a lot more interesting, huh?
Yeah.
So thank you guys for coming.
Oh yeah. Well, got to thank the guy in the plane there. He's the one that makes it happen.
Right. Well, I have no words. I literally have no words.
It happens.
I'm glad I got the SATCOM. That's all I can say.
Yep.
That hopefully will get it to a point where he can walk.
All right, I'm literally in a float plane. About to fly back to safety. The pain just kicked in really bad, like really bad. This is ridiculous. Shout out to Zolio.
Alright, so how we're gonna do this.
Boy, am I glad that I bought this. That pain. Hi, I'm Sam. So Jules is here. Say hi. I mean, yeah, everyone's been very nice, and my ankle hurts so bad. I mean, I'm going to the hospital. So yeah, that's where we're at. Yeah, thank you. So I'm literally at the hospital in Ely, Minnesota right now. I'm in a lot of pain. Everyone keeps telling me I made the right call and that tomorrow I would not have been able to walk on it. So definitely pays to have your SATCOM. They told me a lot of people don't have the best of outcomes because a lot of them don't push the SOS button. And it's kind of startling to hear that. Kind of made me sick to my stomach, but the amount of pain I'm in right now and knowing what it looks like even just a few hours after it happened, I don't know, adrenaline's wearing off. I'm glad I bought the Zolio and I'm glad I pushed the button. They also said that, because I told them I waited probably a half hour to push it because I wasn't sure what to do. They also said that if I would have waited, they said if I would have waited another 20 to 30 minutes that I would have been stuck out there all night because they don't fly in the dark and the return trip would have been in the dark. So buy a SATCOM. If you need to use it, use it. All right, so it's 8:30. Been here for a couple hours. About to get a ride back to my car. I guess start heading home. At least it'll make for an interesting video. I'll probably get home and then give another rundown. So this is the end of the trip, I guess. With me in an Aircast taking a taxi back to my truck. So thanks for being with me. See y'all back in Cleveland. Hey, how are you? This isn't the Boundary Waters, if you couldn't tell. It's a few days later. I'm home. It doesn't hurt as bad as it did, but my leg is very stiff. It's been hard to reconcile that the trip ended the way that it did, especially on that 1,000-mile, 14-hour drive home. I did a lot of thinking and going back and forth, feeling accomplished that I made the right call and feeling like an idiot that it didn't go the way I planned. I didn't accomplish my goal. But then I'm thinking, I guess my goal was to go up there, take my canoe trip and get home safely. So if that was the ultimate goal, end all be all, then I guess I accomplished that. So I'm shooting this after I finished editing the entirety of the video that I'm going to upload shortly. I wanted to create the whole thing and then give my thoughts based on what I see and what I edited. I think it's a good video. It definitely has some highs and lows, mainly just like high and then straight low. I made the right decision. I know I made the right decision. Based on the amount of pain that I was in,
And then based on the amount of pain that I felt all the way up to the hospital and leaving the hospital, there was no earthly way I was going to be portaging out of there, especially not with a canoe on my head, and then going back for my food and the rest of my things. There's no way. It's kind of a harsh reality to face that, yeah, going out in the bush like that, that was not my first experience. I feel like, and definitely proved to myself again that I'm capable out there. But at the same time, it doesn't matter if you know what you're doing or not, something could go wrong. And this time it did. I'm extremely glad that I bought the Zoleo. Buy one, use it. Now that I have it and am familiar with it, even when we go fly fishing to PA, 2-3 hours away, a lot of those places we go to and places we haven't been to yet do not have cell service. And that's just us walking in and walking out for the day. It'll always be on my hip or in my pack. Don't leave home without it. In talking with the first responders and the people at the hospital up in Ely, and everyone was so great and gracious. Thank you all. Hats off. U.S. Forest Service. Everyone was so nice, helpful. A lot of people do not use their SOS button when they 100% should. And generally speaking, it ends not so well. The biggest thing that was pounded in my head and preached to me by everyone that I encountered from the minute that I pressed the SOS button, that goes from the Zoleo liaison on the other end of my SATCOM device to the bush pilot to the EMT that arrived with the plane to the EMTs and ambulance waiting for me at the dock to the nurses and doctor at the hospital to the kind soul who hailed herself as a taxi to give me a ride an hour back to my truck at the put-in. They all said, if you think you might need to get yourself out, get yourself out. It's not that hard for me to realize I would not have been walking out of there the next day. I definitely would not have been walking out of there with a load on my head. There's just no way. Still full of a little bit of regret. Definitely need some sort of redemption. I will be back up there. Bottom line, this experience was not life or death, but I needed someone to come save my butt, and they did because I was prepared. Don't put yourself in the position to not be prepared. If you think you need to make a call, then make a call. There's nothing macho or egotistical about making a decision for the benefit of your livelihood, safety, health, all of that. Thank you all for being on this journey with me. Will not be the last. And if you have any questions about the Zoleo or getting evac'd or anything along the lines of what you saw, even canoe tripping stuff, outfitting, let me know. I'm happy to help any way I can. And yeah, be safe out there, be smart, and maybe our paths will cross on the water sometime. We're on a portage. See you all on the next one.